Right. We're live. Hello, everybody. We are live. We've got some amazing guests today. We've got Carmella, who is coming to us from Uganda. The first time we've ever had anyone on the show coming from Uganda. And Annabel, are you in the UK today?
I'm in Lisbon.
Oh, Annabel's in Lisbon. Okay, super cool. Portugal, Uganda, Wales. I'm in Wales. We're very close to us. And Debbie coming from Nottingham. So
yeah,
welcome everyone.
Very boring now coming from Nottingham, from Lisbon and Uganda. I need to up my game maybe.
Well, we need to up our game because you're in bright yellow.
Oh, well, I'll bring the sunshine to Nottingham.
Exactly.
So we're going to be talking all about wellbeing today, and Carmella and Annabel are the co-founders of Mama Wellbeing, an amazing platform that connects holistic therapists with people like us who all need them. So Annabel and Carmella, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, and do tell us a little bit about Mama Wellbeing. I don't know who's going to go first, but one of you. Over to you, Carmella.
Hi, Emmy, and hi, Debbie. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
So excited to be here. So Mama is an online platform to discover and book practitioners, wellbeing practitioners, events, retreats, courses, and more. So really, we're a kind of one-stop platform where you can explore the world of wellbeing and find out what really aligns for you, what feels good for you. And book
I love that. Explore the world of wellbeing. So you're kind of like the go-to destination for everything wellbeing, to learn about wellbeing, to book it, to experience it, to educate yourself on it. And yeah, fantastic.
So I was on the website this morning because obviously Emma said, "Oh, we've got these fabulous ladies. Go and check out their website." And yeah, it's kind of like search for wellbeing, and I was like, maybe I need to do this and look at this retreat. That looks fabulous, and it's a really lovely place where it's all brought together and maybe even opens your mind as to what is out there, like the support that you could have, which I really liked. It was kind of like a sweet shop of things that I was like, maybe a piece of this, and maybe I could do a bit of that, which is great because we need to look after ourselves, don't we?
It's so interesting you say that, because I think that's mine and Carmella's experience of well-being at the beginning, is going off to places like Bali, going off to places like Thailand, and meeting all these people that are excited about well-being, and they invite you to, just from the mere fact that they're doing all these amazing things, you're like, I would love to try that. I'd love to try that. And when you're in a really challenged space in yourself and you're, looking for support, it's so beautiful when other people around you are always like providing suggestions of different ways to turn. So the platform kind of captures that essence that we found when we were in somewhere like Bali, where you can go on there if you're sort of just curious and you're excited and you want to sort of try something else and you get inspired, or when you're really at that time where you literally don't know where to turn and you want to turn to this really safe, vetted, trusted place that has been built out of people who, have curated everyone into one space to make it less overwhelming. And then if you want to be guided even further, you can contact us and literally be guided.
And I love that, the fact that you've curated, because I think that's the thing, isn't it? Is that a car going through?
Ugandan time.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. I love that, because I think one of the things with trying new therapies, and if you don't know what it is, it's kind of, you probably won't try it, will you? Because you're potentially scared because you don't know what's going to happen, or you're not sure if it's right for you. And essentially, what you've done, and I know, because I know you both, and I know you're both really amazing and talented and passionate about this, is you've curated the best therapist. Well, obviously there's loads of amazing therapists out there, but you're starting to curate this amazing selection of therapists who are all tried and tested and trusted, and you've worked with them, or people that have worked with them. And so really, like, it's somewhere that you can come and try these things in a safe space, isn't it?
Yeah, and the platform as well, like you said, sometimes you don't know what these things are, so you want to watch a little video to give you a little taste, or you want to listen to an audio that you know, so we have a space on the website that's for that. It's for watching, reading, listening. It's where you can dip a toe in, and then we try and encourage our practitioners to offer events and groups in what they do, so that people can, you know, dip a toe in before they choose who they invest and make that investment with themselves in, you know, to go on a deeper, longer journey with a therapist or practitioner.
And some great, you do some great sort of Instagram stories, don't you? Little Instagram videos, which I saw. There was one yoga teacher, and she was doing yoga in her tiny, tiny kitchen, and it was just amazing. And she was sort of like saying, "Here's some yoga moves you can do in a really small space." And it was just like, wow, this is incredible. Like, you know, 5 minutes of yoga, or whatever. So I think it's so nice to see them in action and to better understand what they're doing. So a question for you both. So how did you find each other? Because I think one of the things that is so difficult is, as a founder, it can be very lonely doing it on your own. So obviously it's brilliant to have a co-founder, but it's very difficult to find the right co-founder. And I've worked with so many people who just don't get on with their co-founder, and there's lots of arguments. But like, I've worked with both of you, and you seem to be so well aligned. So how did you come together and then decide that you wanted to do this together?
We are so lucky, but also
so lucky.
but also lucky. But you know, we met 5 years ago, and pretty much the day or 2 days after meeting Annabel, I had another business at the time, and 2 days after meeting Annabel, I said to her, "I don't know." What did I say? I said, "I don't know how I know this, but you are going to be the inspiration for whatever I do next, my next business." And she was like, "She's a loopy. What is she on about?"
I just couldn't fathom what she could possibly mean by that, but I'll never forget. It was such a poignant moment, and I was left being like, I really wonder what that girl is going to do.
So really, the story started from that, and then, you know, as Mama started to grow, I mean, Annabel was a big part of my transformation, and me finding the practices that I found that really supported me through the most challenging parts of my adult life. And then once Mama started and the idea was conceptualized, I just knew Annabel was the person I wanted to join me on the journey. So I told her immediately, and it took a while for Annabel to be like, yes, you know, because it's not like a decision you make in half an hour. Like, yeah, I'll start a business with you. Let's build a platform from scratch. And so but it was so obvious to me that she was the one that I wanted on that journey with me.
It's like true love, isn't it? You're like, you're the one, and I've got to kind of wine and dine you and convince you that it's a good idea.
I just remembered now that you wrote me a letter as well, a really beautiful sort of channeled letter, and had pitched to me about the business a couple of different times, because there was an initial concept which was, how can I bring Bali to people? What I had in Bali, like all this amazing transformation, how can I wrap that up and bring that for people to do retreats initially? And her idea was to have, you know, an initial retreat for people that could afford it, and a following part which would be subsidized by the first part for people that couldn't afford it. And then over some time, this idea grew and became the idea of a platform. And then she came and pitched it to me again. And there was a moment where I could just really see the value, because I'm a practitioner, and obviously my intention is to support clients with transformation. But when Carmella was describing the platform to me, suddenly I could really see how I could bring value to other practitioners, and therefore support and make an impact on way more people. So it was a really beautiful coming together, and it's in such a next level synergy. And I think that's what makes it just so like pleasurable, because we just enjoy and feel the same level of passion for what we're doing. And on the days or the weeks where, you know, you come across challenges, you have each other to reflect that why you're doing it. And
so important.
And so it amazes me, so you're both in totally, like, most of the time you're in different countries, aren't you? It's very fluid about where where you are and where the rest of the team are. And so how do you kind of like work out who does what, and do you find it's all very easy just having this like fluid lifestyle where you don't have to sort of be in the same? I know I suppose with technology and things it helps, doesn't it? But it just seems that it works very well together. How do you split it all up? How do you decide who does what and who's responsible for what? And
that's come so naturally for us. I think it felt like I sort of went very much into the building the practitioner side, and I worked with the team a lot, and Carmella the business side and raising investment. But it's been, when we first joined together, I very much felt like, right, we need to be together. We need to be in the same physical place. We went off to Bali for a month and got ourselves in our highest vibration. You know, we were meditating together, doing yoga together, working together, you know, having lots of self-care. So yeah, setting intentions, getting more comfortable with the camera. We did lots of different things. It felt like mama boot camp for a month, where we were just absolutely immersed. Our boyfriends were irrelevant. We were in our fully in our mama mode, and gearing up to come back to London, which both of us didn't live in at the time, but we came to get the project started there. So we moved there for a few months to get going and to start hiring the team. And then COVID happened and we all got split into different places. And so we adjusted, we pivoted, the business pivoted, we pivoted, and it just became quite normalized quite quickly, I guess, like the rest of the world. And yeah, we were working very, very closely together on calls all the time. And then over the last year, we've ended up really being clearer in our roles and responsibilities, and so have the teams. And so now we all come together, but we're very set in doing what we're doing individually as well.
And I think we set the tone. Sorry,
you say.
I was just saying, we were lucky to have those first few months together, and I think they were really important, and they set the tone. And I do remember the fear when we suddenly had to go online, because we'd only actually been working together a couple of months, you know. So it's like, what is this going to look like? How are we going to do this? You know, we just found Zoom. I think the whole world just found Zoom, but it was like, what? How do we do this? And actually, it worked really, really well. So yeah, we feel really lucky for that.
I'm just on mute because we're hails. Like, it's huge. I don't know. Can you hear it? The hail?
No.
Oh, okay, that's okay. I just muted it. I was like, all I can hear is this hail. But I love that, and I love this thought of doing this intense, like what you call the mama boot camp, like really getting to know each other. Because I suppose the other thing that a lot of people don't do at the beginning is they set up a business with someone thinking that, you know, they like them or whatever, and they haven't done that intense bit of work at the beginning to make sure they've got shared values, to make sure that they've got the same vision for the business, to make sure that they like each other and they can spend all that time together. And I suppose essentially what you were doing was checking that, you know, you were both totally aligned and you wanted the same thing and it was going to work. And then you were starting from a really strong sort of place, weren't you?
Yeah,
and I remember you needed to get that energy as well going, you know, like meditating together and doing yoga together. It feels like you kind of aligned on that level as well. So I love that idea. Carry on, Annabel, you were going to say something.
Yeah, no, but following on from what you said, yeah, getting ourselves into our best shape, in our best headspace for it. But also for me, I came with quite a lot of insecurities to the project. So we would sit and sort of just really share, you know, we almost like a sort of sharing circle where we would give each other the space to speak uninterrupted. And over that month, you know, different things came up for me from past experiences, from thinking, why me? Am I the right person for this? But I don't know how to do this, or I don't know how to do that, or, you know, just questions that come up in you when you start something new and when you carry things from the past, and just having that held and speaking it out loud and you know, sharing that, and then vice versa, just really set the tone for this space where, you know, you know together you can be really authentic anything goes. Everything's there to be overcome and looked at. And of course, we're creating a well-being company, so we are also knowing that we are onboarding all these amazing people that are there for just that. You know, if there's a limiting belief, if there's an aspect that you're not sure about, or you know, you have people you can invest in an hour's time with somebody who can help you up level in that space and overcome that. Yeah. So that was really essential, because then as each member of our team came in, it would be the same process, and we'd been through it, and we knew what people carry from their last roles, what people carry from their last scars and wounds on a personal level and on a work level. So yeah, we would do circles with our team and be like, this is a space where you don't have to be perfect. It's a space where we want you to grow within this company into new roles and push your edges and keep finding your own expansion, so that we're always going to come up against obstacles together, and there's space for that to be shared. And
must be the best, you know, one of the best companies to work for, because there's, you know, you genuinely care about their well-being, their success, their happiness. You're saying, you know, we're open to it all and we're here for you, and I think that's so important, isn't it? And obviously that's not happening in a lot of companies. So
I would say, if you two ladies need a side hustle, that feels like something that you could brand and package up, because I think a lot of businesses need that kind of togetherness, that working on that, being honest. You know, I was like, oh God, maybe need to write a blueprint, and then we can
training.
You
Training.
can go how do you
training.
Do this? Like holding and creating space, because it doesn't come naturally to everybody, does it? And being vulnerable is scary, you know, and being able to hold that space in a way. So I really love that. That feels like a side hustle that you could be like, I'm going to help businesses, you know, do this thing. Like, they've already got magic that you've had.
We do actually, and we've already moved into that space. And businesses
I love it.
really want this. They do really want support in offering their people well-being, because a lot of these managers and business owners do care. They just don't know where to start, like everybody else. It's like, how do we start being vulnerable when we've been in such a different way and headspace before? How can we? But I actually feel there's the last 2 years, and what's happened the last 2 years has opened that up a lot more, and businesses are willing to try something new, whatever it takes, really.
And what I love about Mama is that you haven't got someone saying, okay, you know, essentially a business could give their staff and their employees, you know, money, vouchers, credit to spend with you, and then those employees could choose what they feel is right for them. So rather than saying, right, we're all doing a session on this, and actually someone really doesn't feel comfortable doing that, or they could really benefit from something else. Wouldn't it be amazing if employees just said, you've got £100 a month to spend with Mama Wellbeing, and you can have whatever you feel you need?
Sounds amazing.
I'll join that business. I'll join that business. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's, and I love the breadth of, and I suppose from a business point of view, a company who would partner with you, they know that your therapists are all trusted, don't they? And they know that, you know, you pick the best, and so they are offering their employees something that like is really, really good. So obviously I'm interested to know, so Annabel, you go and find the practitioners generally, do you? Is that I'm thinking, like, how do you go about finding, because obviously it's both finding practitioners, isn't it, and finding clients, and how are you going about getting that match so that there's clients for the practitioners and practitioners for the clients?
What I do is I find amazing ambassadors. So I call on my network to find amazing well-being enthusiasts. Perhaps they're practitioners themselves, perhaps they're amazing curators of well-being, and they are often living nomadic lifestyles where they are residing in places with a well-being hub, very well connected in that space, and we know, love and trust them. They love and align with the values of our business, and they share with us all their favorite trending practitioners. So the type of practitioners that maybe don't have the top marketing and the most, extensive websites, but the ones that when you go to that place, anyone will tell you that's the person to see, that's the person to see, that's the person to see. So they connect us with those practitioners, and usually they've already experienced themselves, or they know tons of people who have. And then they make an introduction with us, and then they come through our onboarding process. And our onboarding process is a meeting with me. We have a chat, we hear about their needs, explain about mama, and see if we feel in alignment. And then we ask them for a trial session, and then that goes to one of our community, so either a member of the team or one of our other ambassadors, and then they trial them, share their feedback, and then we have a follow-up for me to relay the feedback and let them know if they've been successful onto the platform. So it's a lengthy process. We then have the team.
Really thorough.
It's not the quickest. It's not the most like get practitioners up there, but it's trusted. And in the process, we form a proper connection, and we organically grow this beautiful, trusted web of practitioners that are global and diverse, and we feel really excited and proud to represent and partner with.
Incredible. Well, I don't know if I told you, but we do keep these short. We normally do 20 minutes. So because we need to wrap up relatively soon, I'd love to just know, what is the future for Mama? I'm excited. Tell me.
So are we.
We're all excited. Yeah.
Yeah. So the future of Mama, well, in the short-term future, the big thing, our big intention is really to empower people with the knowledge of these practices, these practitioners, to support people to find what they need. Especially at the moment, we're focusing on the UK, and really just finding out what people need, what they want, making sure that our platform is really, what people need. And that they're able to find what they need through the platform. So at the moment, we have a consultation service that you can have with Annabel at the moment, and it's really, we've had fantastic feedback from it. And you talk to her for half an hour, and at the end of it, you have a few options of different things that you can try, that Annabel will send you. So yeah, just really, we want to make sure that we are offering well-being in the way that people will enjoy having it and exploring it. And then in the future, we plan to go global. So already our practitioners are global, but at the moment, our clients are mainly based in the UK. We do have clients around the world as well, but we're mainly focusing on the UK. And yeah, just really supporting that empowerment and knowledge of what there is. There's so much available out there, and we don't know about it. So yeah.
Sounds amazing. I'm going to book a consultation with Annabel. I can't wait.
Yeah, me too. 30 minutes.
Oh,
fantastic. It's really great having you on. Obviously, Emmy and I have recently launched a business together as well. So it's really interesting listening to you two talk about the way that you've done that. And I know that you've both worked with Emmy as well. And I and Emmy have worked together. So we've kind of there's a lot of synergy going on there. Given that you've worked with Emmy, like what advice, give me some tips of wonderful Emmy-ness, like. Tell me what we're thinking about the lovely Emmy.
Have you got a good business partner? Is that what you're saying, Debbie? Did you choose the right person?
Did I choose the right person? I know I chose the right person.
It's a bit late for that, Debbie, isn't it?
I know.
We didn't do our Growth CoLab boot camp in Bali. Maybe that's what we need to do.
We need to do this, I think. I love that idea. But we're always stronger together, aren't we? I really like working with women, and obviously we've all worked together in different ways. And I think that's really important, to seek out other people along your journey.
Mm-hmm. Well, working with Emmy has been some of the highlights of a couple of years. I mean, she's just impeccable. We worked with her now on 2 projects, one quite early on in 2020. And then more recently, we did marketing strategy with her, and she's just a force of nature, absolutely, and so bright, and so we want her along this journey with us for as long as possible. She knows,
Yeah, I also feel I just love you know, I shared with Carmella and Annabel that ages ago I had this idea for sort of a holistic therapist, but it was like offline, and then it sort of came into my mind, should I do something online? But you know, I was never available to create that idea. And you know about Big Magic, the book, where there's all these ideas and then they come back to you. So I feel like Annabel and Carmella were able to bring the idea to life, but it's still sort of coming back to me in little ways, so that I'm still part of it, which is amazing.
I love that.
Amazing.
And Mama Wellbeing, I believe, is, you know, you are going to be the global go-to destination for holistic well-being, and it's much needed, isn't it? I think the way that the world's going with everything, it's really needed, and a trusted place. So thanks so much for coming on, ladies. We will follow your journey. Obviously, I'll share with my audience, you know, what you're doing, because you've got you're looking to get investment in the future, and you've got loads of exciting things happening. So and also anyone who wants to book a consultation with Annabel, we will share that, share a link to that in our show notes. So thanks so much for coming on and joining us from Uganda and Lisbon.